Yes, it is St. Patrick's Day. Awesome estrogen in the room. Love it.
Thinking about us, mothers, teachers,
Everything, you gotta do it all. That's right.
everything we multitask.
That's right. And we're good at it.
Yeah, I did want to say that Martha sent hello
Okay.
from ASI.
Tell her I
I
said
wanted to
hello,
make
please.
sure that I said thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you. My pleasure.
Right here. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we're done. One more, please. Take a meeting. Good.
I got 1, 2, 3. Sharp.
One more.
Come up front.
All right, go Ramblers.
Boss. Jamie.
Jump on in. Come on. Come on. Please.
Jamie, come up.
There you go.
Did you get everybody? All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm very excited that we get to spend some time together celebrating Women's History Month. I walked in and said it was very nice to hug these amazing women and feel like lots of estrogen in the room. So there's a balance, though. I see lots of wonderful men in here, too. I always joke around that. It's not a joke, but it's true that men of quality don't fear equality. And today we're celebrating very strong women who make this world a better place. It's a real privilege to recognize the 4 amazing women that are here today in honor of this occasion of celebrating Women's History Month. With an impressive amount of accomplishments from a university president, by the way, of a very important university right now, and a symphony network coordinator, to a CEO and a consul general. The work they've done contributes to the advancement of women of every kind throughout the state of Illinois and beyond. Now, as you can imagine, Women's History Month is so very important to me. This month is set aside in celebration of the brave women who came before us, who've paved the way. I will start by saying that my mother is one of those, right? I wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for her. I really probably should be honoring her at one of these just to stay in good graces, right? She's 82 and lives at home with me and still bosses me around. But none of us, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for the, tenacity and the hard work and the dedication and the commitment of fierce women who have fought long before any one of us did. This month isn't just about them, though. It's also held in recognition of the powerful women who stand right beside us, who work hard every single day to make the world a better place. Our honorees today are exactly those women, and they stand as a testament to the progress that women have made. And while we can witness in them just how far we've come, we must also acknowledge that women still have a very long way to go. And we do. But working alongside women such as these, gathered here right now, today, I'm very confident that the future for women and for equality, right? Gender equality specifically here is brighter than ever. These women shine the light that leads the way for future generations. So I think that all 4 of them deserve a huge round of applause from everyone in the audience today because they are really, truly awesome women, and I'm very inspired by all of them. Let me tell you a little bit about our first honoree, and that's Joanne Rooney. She's the nothing short of the president of Loyola University of Chicago. And I do think that God is rooting for Loyola. I do. And I do in the NCAA tournament because what are the odds, right? We're honoring you today. Loyola just had this amazing win yesterday. The Ramblers, it was like nail-biting awesomeness, 64-62 win over Miami. How cool is that, right? Big round of applause. Way to go. Well, so anyway, Dr. Rooney, if you'd please come up and accept your recognition today, 2018 Women's History Month. I'm going to read this. It's the same verbiage for all of the amazing ladies, so we won't tie up the program by reading it 4 times, but I'm going to read it once, and it applies to all equally. This 2018 Women's History Month is presented to Dr. Joanne Rooney, Your personal and professional accomplishments have made you one of the Illinois State Comptroller's Distinguished Women in History Month honorees. Your commitment and dedication to your work have earned you both respect and success and have created tangible, meaningful contributions to your community. Your devotion to the development of opportunities and growth for future generations makes you a shining example for all to emulate. And really, I wish we could give you more, but it's a small token of our appreciation for you, and
Thank you so
congratulations.
much. Thank you, Susanna. Thank you. Thank you.
No, come say a few words. You gotta cheer on the Ramblers or something. Yes. The
Thank
woman
you.
of the hour.
Thank you so much. And I think I do want to echo your sentiments. There were many before us that paved the way for all of us to stand here, but we have much work to continue to pave that way for tremendous women and men who follow. And I am very privileged to be part of the city, part of this wonderful state, this community, and especially part of the Loyola University Chicago Ramblers. So with that, and not delaying anymore, please keep our wonderful young men and women that are part of Loyola University close to your hearts. They're absolutely wonderful, and the faculty, staff, and students that I get to have the privilege to work with every day, and hopefully make this community and our city even stronger, and especially with all of your support. Thank you so much, and you know what they say, go Ramblers!
Very good. Thank you. We'll be cheering for you. You better believe it. Next, I'd love to introduce Patricia Matza Pittsford, really, but I was got ahead of myself, carried away. But anyway, Patricia is the Dean of the Chicago Consular Corps, which means she is the one in charge. She's like the top dog amongst all of these consul generals, the majority of which are men, right? Yeah. Do you know what the breakdown is? You probably do. I don't want to embarrass you in case you forgot the number right now. But it's mainly men, and Patricia is like top dog. I love it. Anyway, Patricia Massa Pittsford was born in San Salvador, El Salvador. From 1978 to 1979, she studied in Luzerne, Switzerland. She earned her law degree from Universidad José Matías Delgado of El Salvador in 1986. While attending law school, she worked in the court system and did relief work for orphanages. She earned her MBA in International Management in December 1987 from the American Graduate School of International Management and a Master's in International Business and Trade Law in May of 1992 from Fordham University in New York. Patricia worked with Salomon Brothers as a commodity trader for the coffee market from 1988 until 1991, so she knows her coffee. From 1992 to 1995, she held the position of director of the New York office of FUSADES, Salvadoran Foundation for Economic and Social Development, a nonprofit organization that promotes investment and exports from El Salvador. Patricia was a consul general of El Salvador in New York from 1996 until 2001, when she was transferred in that capacity to the Consulate General of El Salvador in Chicago. Since March 2007, she holds the position of Dean of the Chicago Consular Corps. She's married to Philip A. Pittsford, and they have 3 children, Gabriela, 24, Philip E., 21, so he's not junior, and Edward, 17. And Patricia is she's a dynamo. What can I say? I went to El Salvador many years ago when I was a state representative, and Patricia, you would believe, is the president. Everyone knows her. She runs the show, not just here, but everywhere she goes. And I'm very honored to call her my friend, and especially honored to get to recognize you today for being an awesome woman.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm honored and humbled to be among such fabulous women here. And it's, they say there's no coincidence. My son goes to Loyola. My middle son goes to Loyola. And I have a violinist in the family, Gabriela. And I would like to accept this award for a lot of women, like me, that are like chameleons in our daily lives. We go from, in my case, as Consul General of El Salvador, I go from attorney, which I am, and from social worker to psychologist to event planner, to its strategies, you name it. And but this is really especially significant coming from a person, Madame Comptroller, because since I met her, even though she's quite younger than I am, I initially admire her and continue to admire her. And I think all of you would agree with me that if more elected officials had the dignity and the integrity that Susana has, we would be living in better communities and in a better country. Really, mind you, I don't vote, and I'm a foreigner, so it's I can say this with, and if that anybody, it's like, and I always like to mention, it's like, if you see the video of Susana trying to stop a person that that was trying to flee a hit and run accident without thinking and regarding the consequences that would have had for her. So that's like pretty much in a nutshell tells you what a kind of a person she is. And it's if I ever become a citizen, I will definitely vote for her. But thank you so much. Thank you.
She's so funny. Okay, wow, we are now to Sheila Jones, last but certainly never least. Sheila Jones is the African American Network Coordinator for the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. Inspired by her mother's work on the campaign for President John F. Kennedy, Sheila devoted her life to exploring and sharing the power of the arts and literacy to gain a more perfect understanding of the road to freedom. Today, Sheila is the coordinator of the Chicago Symphony Orchestra's newly founded African American Network in personal collaboration with Zell music director Maestro Ricardo Muti. Sheila Ann Dawson Jones. That's what her mother would call her when she was in trouble. But today you are not in trouble. Characterizes herself as a world citizen who has long held Harriet Tubman as her guardian angel. She's grateful to have the opportunity to continue to learn and share the beauty of life. Sheila is a great inspiration to everyone who has had the pleasure of meeting her. We had asked Sheila to serve on our advisory panel. She has become a dear friend to the Office of the Comptroller because of her dedication and her zeal for life and for learning and for sharing the music that lives inside her heart and her head with the world. And I really honestly think that people like Sheila Jones are what make life worth living. I know that sounds maybe dramatic, but it's true. She is the most beautiful person inside and out that you're ever going to meet. And I think just having her like in the room makes me feel a little bit happier. So thank you for what you've done to bring joy to so many people's lives, Sheila, including mine. And I think we need so many more awesome women and young girls to feed off of like the energy that you give just by being you. So thank you for being here today, and I'm happy to give you this award. Just a minor recognition. Your awesomeness.
You know, it's I feel like an old lady because when you have Harriet Tubman as your role model, and you have this young, sweet child here, and this is the way I think of this child as a young like Harriet Tubman, because she believes in freedom, and she's a freedom fighter, and I never thought I would see someone like this in politics. Because politics is not about truth-seeking. It should be. It should be. But it's not about putting your life and your principles on the line for something that is beautiful, which is exactly what music is, which is exactly what the Chicago Symphony Orchestra commitment is. Ricardo Muti, and he sent his regards to you. I spoke with him last night. We were together briefly, and he said, tell her hello, and he welcomes you back.
Yes.
So she led a delegation of the African American Network to Maestro Muti to an open rehearsal, spend time with him. Thelma's here. We have delegates here from it, the African American Network. But the most important thing is that nothing is worth to me doing. If it doesn't mean the end, it's everything. If it's possible, I'm not interested in it. If it's impossible, now you've got my attention. And that is exactly what you see with this young lady here, her entire team, and all of these fabulous people here. I think we would have to say that we like the impossible, or we like walking on the tightrope without a net. And that's what makes everything so terribly, terribly exciting. So I am just honored to have this. I still think it's a joke. I said, "Are you punking me, Chuck?" when I got the list. Is this a joke? Because when we multitask as women, powerful throughout the ages, throughout the centuries, we are not thinking about what we're doing. We're doing what has to be done. We do what has to be done against all odds. We have no problem taking a back seat if the job gets done. However, if taking a back seat jeopardizes the lives of people, then it's time we step out. And that's what we're doing today. So I am so honored and proud to have my Chicago Symphony Orchestra representatives here, Eileen Chambers and Donnie and Mr. Jamie Fadum. I'm just proud to be here, and I'll try to stay out of trouble. I can't guarantee that.
Well, thank you. Sheila is so great. Everybody here is so great, and I just think that a lot of times women, as what you mentioned, Sheila, they're so concerned about trying to do it all, right? And like they are, I think Patricia mentioned being a chameleon, right? It's like you have to adapt to every situation. You have to be able to do it all. You hear a lot of this, and from all these women, but it's because they've done it all. And they continue to do it all. And we know that as women, we're capable of doing everything and anything that we need to do to just get stuff done and to do it well. But the one thing that we're not perhaps really awesome at is recognizing our own self-worth when we should. And also, and then taking time to honor ourselves and take care of yourself. So today we had a little moment to honor you because you never honor yourselves. And it's my pleasure to get to do that. And in terms of, things being impossible and how exciting that is, I am totally with you on that. My father-in-law, Ed, who raised 9 kids on the salary of an electrician, right? Obviously, I don't think he was working a lot because he has 9 kids, right? Or he was very dedicated to his trade and then, whatever. But point being, my father-in-law, because I'm like, how did you do that? That just seems so impossible to me, right? And he said, honey, nothing is impossible. Impossible just takes a little bit longer. And so that's really kind of been my motto. Nothing's impossible. Like when you think it's impossible, then you start to get excited about it. And when somebody tells me that it's impossible for me to do something, now I totally have to do it, right? So in any event, I think all these women up here are great, and they all share, this belief that they just have to get it done. You don't have time to worry about whether or not it's impossible. It's just if it has to get done, it has to get done. And thank you for doing and setting the example for so many other young ladies coming up the pipeline that they've really got some awesome role models to look towards. So thank you.